They went after me for 4 years, and that doesn't include the 4 great years that we had in the White House.
Trump goes to the Ryder Cup and is absolutely celebrated by everybody, including the announcers, everybody in the stands. It's a phenomenal sight to see. He also breaks his silence with reporters on the Comey indictment. So we're going to be taking a look at that. New executive orders that have been signed. There's a lot that the president is doing today. It's phenomenal. All I ask from this video is for you guys to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Here we go.
We're finding, the other day, it was very interesting, they found $31 billion. They said, sir, we found 31. I said, you mean positively, right? They said, yeah, 31 million more than we knew. And they said, we don't know where it came from. I said, check the tariff shelf. They came back the following morning. They said, you're right, sir, it came from the tariffs. We've never seen anything like this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking some money from all of the tariff money that we've taken, and we're going to distribute it to our farmers until the tariffs kick into their benefit, which ultimately the farmers are going to be making a fortune.
That's our president, ladies and gentlemen. That is Trump right there, caring about farmers, caring about the people. It's phenomenal to see. Now we're going to take a look at Trump breaking his silence on the James Comey indictment. Here we go.
James Comey, now that James Comey has been indicted, who is the next person on your list in this retribution?
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt,
Drain the swamp,
radical
remember?
Democrats. Because Comey essentially was he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey. But no, there'll be others. Look, that's my opinion. They weaponized the Justice Department like nobody in history. What they've done is terrible. And so I hope there are others, because you can't let this happen to a country.
Will you appoint a permanent U.S. attorney to try this case? Lindsey Halligan has never tried a case.
Well, we'll see, but it's a pretty easy case because, look, he lied. You saw my truth today. He lied. It was yes, no. He didn't say, well, in my opinion, he didn't do a lot of things that maybe he should have, but I don't think he could because he lied. That was a very important question that he was asked, and he wanted to be specific, but he didn't. The only thing that happened to him, he didn't think he'd get caught. That answer that he gave, that was a very important answer, and it was for him, it was a very good answer if he didn't get caught, but he got caught lying to Congress.
How is this not politicizing?
Trump's not messing around, man. I don't know why the left, why his enemies think that he's messing around. He's the president of the United States. He's literally draining the swamp, even though that's not one of his talking points right now, but that's actually what he's doing. He's doing a phenomenal job of it. I mean, this is awesome. And he's wearing 2 hats right now. He's not only the president, he's standing there with his granddaughter. This is phenomenal, man. This guy's, how can you not like Trump?
President Trump, are you worried now that the next time there's a Democratic president, they will indict your FBI director or people in your administration?
That's what they tried to do, right? They did it with me. For 4 years, they went after me. They went after me for 4 years, and that doesn't include the 4 great years that we had in the White House. So when I ran it from, 2016 when we won, it began before I got to office. You know that. Wait a minute. Before I came to office, I started hearing rumors about Russia. I said, what the hell do I have to do with Russia? Nothing. And then it got worse and worse, and some of the fakers, not you, but some of the fake news picked it up and they loved it. And we went through a long time with that. And despite that, we had a great first term.
That's how it went. That's how it went. We're there.
He's been attacked by every media, every left-wing media, every left-wing politician. It's crazy. I mean, even other countries attack him, for crying out loud, right? Like Canada holds no punches. Canada's always using Trump as a punching bag. It's disgusting what's going on. Biggest trading partner, bordering them. Like, yeah, what the hell is going on, man? Just let Trump be the president. Let him fix America. Let him make America great again. Everybody's making money. Things are good. Things are going to be great once again. Just let him do what he needs to be done. But no, the left doesn't want that. They want division. They want hatred. They want political violence, as we're finding out.
They make you go and take a mugshot. Is this more about justice or is it about revenge?
It's about justice, really. It's not revenge. It's also about the fact that you can't let this go on. They are sick, radical left people, and they can't get away with it. And Comey was one of the people. He wasn't the biggest, but he's a dirty cop. He's always been a dirty cop. Everybody knew it. And it's, as far as the case is concerned, he gave an answer. It was a strong answer. He then verified it a couple of times because that was a very important answer. If he would have equivocated, if he would have been like a little bit less sure, that would have been very bad for him. So he gave an answer. The only problem is for him, he didn't think it'd be caught, and he got caught, Peter.
How can you not like Trump? He's freaking phenomenal, man. And right after he took that final question, he boarded the helicopter with his granddaughter. Oh, Trump. Gotta love him. He always salutes back. Phenomenal. Love to see it, man. Trump is just doing such a great job. Phenomenal job.
And now we've seen the news that the president has officially named Antifa a terrorist organization. Now it's called Antifa because it supposedly means anti-fascist, but they act pretty fascist. How do you think this is going to go? Because, of course, the left claims it doesn't even exist, but people are posting on social media guidelines that Antifa itself has put out about how to raise an insurrection and how to hold a riot successfully.
Yeah,
absolutely. I had Harmeet Dillon on my show yesterday. She's the Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights. She walked through the whole process, how she prosecuted some of these folks. Look, at the end of the day, one of the things that's really interesting is the left wants to pretend this is an amorphous group of people that we have no idea who they are. It's a loose group of people that, there's no common thread. But when you look at the funding, there is a common thread. We can get to who's funding it. Why do all the tents at these Antifa sites and rallies look the same? Who's paying for the equipment and the weaponry? Somebody's paying for it. It is got to have some kind of command and control.
And Trump's going to get to the bottom of it, and it's not going to be pretty for whoever is on that side of the funding, right? This is disgusting. Political violence on the rise. Gross, right? Assassination attempts. Even what happened with the other day with the anti-ICE inscriptions in the bullets that were shot into a ICE detention center.
There was another shooting at an ICE facility in Texas yesterday. Terrible. Detainees were killed. The FBI director posted on social media bullets that were engraved with the message anti-ICE. Right. He just posted another thing on social media saying they recovered a handwritten note from the subject that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" Who do you hold responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence in the country?
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem. They're out of control. They're saying things, and they're really dumb people. I mean, I look at Crockett. I look at some of these people. They're very low IQ people, actually. But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than the left. But the right's not doing this. They're not doing it. And they better not get them energized, because it won't be good for the left. And I don't want to see that happen either. I'm the president of all the people. But the radical left is causing this. Radical left Democrats are causing this problem. And it gets worse. It gets worse. And it'll be a point where other people won't take it anymore, and that will not be good for the radical left. And we don't want that. Okay, thank you.
No, we absolutely don't want that. We need to stop the political violence right now. It's getting absolutely out of hand. But on a more positive note, Trump's appearance at the golf tournament was met with a massive cheer by everyone who was there. You see Air Force One flying right above. Everybody's happy. Look at that. And then also when he walked onto the green, he was met with a roaring applause. Let's have a look at that.
So as we get
USA.
set for the afternoon
Look at
session,
that.
there's a new spectator in the House, the President of the United
Incredible to see. Everyone is cheering him on. Look at
and
this.
Shoffley securing the lone point.
Absolutely phenomenal to see. Even when someone did a victory dance, they did Trump's famous YMCA dance.
Well, pumped up with the President in the stands and Keegan Bradley giving his Trump
that.
dance. President does do it better. I gotta
President does do it better. Absolutely freaking hilarious, man. How can you not like Trump? He's literally trying to stop political violence. He's trying to heal America, trying to make America great again, trying to have more money come into America, stop all the crime, get back to a sense of normalcy where we're not all so at the edge of our seat about the news cycle and politics every day, because it's stressful. It's stressing out not only an entire nation, but frankly, the entire world. It feels like we're on the brink of World War III. And what are we going to do about it? Well, we need a strong leader, which is why President Trump is so fit for the role right now. Let's have a look at what he also said about organized political violence.
Next.
Lastly, sir, this is a presidential memorandum on countering domestic terrorism and organized political violence.
Phenomenal.
In recent weeks, months, and years, we've seen a tremendous upsurge in some highly visible, but also other acts of domestic terrorism and organized political violence being perpetrated by radical, politically motivated groups all over the country. What this presidential memorandum will do is set off an administration-wide response to that, ranging from the Joint Terrorism Task Forces to other components of the Department of Justice, to the Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Treasury. We're looking at interdicting these groups, preventing them from performing acts of violence, and also looking at sources of organization and funding and support that prop them up and allow them to do the acts that they have been doing.
We're looking at the funders of a lot of these groups, and you know, when you see the signs, and they're all beautiful signs made professionally, these aren't your protesters that make the sign in their basement late in the evening because they really believe it. These are anarchists and agitators, professional anarchists and agitators, and they get hired by wealthy people, some of whom I know, I guess. You know, I probably know them. And you wouldn't know it. You're at dinner with them, everything's nice, and then you find out that they funded millions of dollars to these lunatics. Steve, could you say a couple of words?
Yes, Mr. President. This is a very historic and significant day. This is the first time in American history that there is an all-of-government effort to dismantle left-wing terrorism, to dismantle Antifa, to dismantle the organizations that have been carrying out these acts of political violence and terrorism. What we have seen, if you look at whether it be going back to the riots that started with Black Lives Matter and all the way through to the Antifa riots, the attacks on ICE officers, the doxing campaigns, and now the political assassinations. These are not lone, isolated events. This is part of an organized campaign of radical left terrorism. It is structured, it is sophisticated, it is well-funded, it is well-planned. There is really no parallel like this to anything else in the country right now. There is an entire system of feeder organizations that provide money, resources, weapons, and when they're attacking ICE officers, they're attacking federal buildings, or they're isolating public officials for harassment, doxing, intimidation, and ultimately attempted assassination. It is all carefully planned, executed, and thought through. It is terrorism on our soil. Because of this executive order, Kash and Pam are going to have the tools they need, working with Scott, to take these organizations apart piece by piece, and the central hub of that effort is going to be the Joint Terrorism Task Force, or JTTF, which sits inside the Federal Bureau of Investigation. But for those at home who are worried about terrorism in this country, they need to understand, because of President Trump's strength, because of his vision, because of his leadership, we are now going to use the entire force of the federal government to uproot these organizations root and branch. And again, that's only possible because of President Trump and his leadership.
Absolutely phenomenal. I love to see it. I love what America's doing. I love what Trump is doing. Literally making America great again. It's got a bunch of people that are watching from the outside, looking and feeling very, very jealous. Comment down below what your favorite part of this video was. If you did enjoy it, hit the like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in another one. Bye for now.